Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Space Rangers 2 Reboot. Yeah, I was thinking about another game. Yeah, so I am here at the planet of... what is it called? It's a really weird sounding planet. Yeah, a planet where I have just liberated the system that this planet is in, and this guy is offering me an option to do a planetary battle. And then I'm just using the search. And if you're wondering, I'm doing this commentary after it has been recorded because my initial recording apparently was lost. Yeah, I put the microphone on mute, just trying to set the screen setup to properly play the planetary battle, the RTS battle that uses a different rendering mode apparently. So if I use the current setup of 2 monitors that I have right now, it crashes almost always, so I had to change it. But in the process, I wanted to mute the microphone and I just forgot to unmute it, so I lost the recording. And this is my second go at it. Yeah, and then decided to take the planetary battle, take up on the offer that the Ghanaian representative have given me. And yeah, this guy is saying that the robot that was already there on the island is being activated by the Dominators, and the robot itself is a rather dangerous specimen, a particularly nasty one that they were not able to eradicate from the looks of it. And as you can see the map here, it is a rather large map with different islands connected by bridges, one single bridge. So 5 islands it seems. And Blazeroids have gotten the 2 islands in the south, so they get the upper hand, the edge. And followed by the Terronoids with, well, their island or the territory that they have landed on or starting with, and more bases to set up without the kind of the choke points that the bridge serves. And then Terronoids are in the, of course, worst position among the Dominators, excluding the human player, which is myself. Here I am designing the first robot to bring to the battle, and the resource itself is not that great. So I'm just trying to make a robot that serves my needs. Just get the defense going with the high mobility. With the firewall module that, I think it's firewall, yeah, module that served me really well by making it possible to evade half of the Dominator attacks. And trying to get a look around in the surrounding regions, 2 bases nearby in the north and the east, southeast. And I initially think that the structure that you see down in the south is a bridge, but it is not. It is just there for decorative purpose. And I produced the first batch of robots, and here I'm going all in for the healer type with 4 repairers. Definitely a very fast acting and effective robot. Yeah. But then I hamper it somewhat by giving it the slowest chassis, albeit a bit better armor than the default one, or default tracked chassis. And this would come later to haunt me somewhat because it is not able to get up to the front along with the fast robot to heal it properly. Yeah, trying to change the perspective to see exactly where I need to capture. And yeah, I hope you do not mind this constant fidgeting with the mouse. I am used to playing RTSs or strategy games with a higher zoom out level, and this is rather constrained, it feels to me. This is the highest resolution you can get, excepting the, I guess, newly released or the updated HD version called the War Apart. But yeah, this is the best I can do, and I have a bit of trouble taking the base in the north. Yeah, but I nonetheless am victorious in neutralizing the neutral side. Basically attacking everything, it takes no size. Yeah, so second base captured also, that's pretty good. I do advance rather quickly, but yeah, here I think I have outstretched my forces here. Because the huge army of Blazeroids are coming in from the south, they have consolidated their power in the south, now they're crossing over. And this puny, well, not puny, but this, yeah, my force is clearly outmatched here, so I turn back and try to, yeah, also defend against the northern onslaught from the Terronoids. Now they're hell-bent in taking the base or tag teaming with the Blazeroids. Yeah, and the Blazeroids, and they notice the Blazeroids and, you know, the chaos ensues. It seems that the human player, Maloch, has got the upper hand because of the ensuing struggle with the divided attention of the Terronoids and the Blazeroids. The free-for-all, and I have set up a pretty good killing zone here and stuff, along with the huge amount of missile batteries protecting the original human base. Yeah, look at that, 4 missile batteries ready to wreak some havoc. The perfect place is any to definitely defend, and it's going to be really hard for the Dominators to crack it. So yeah, keep making robots and try to fill up the roster here to the limit of my resource capacity. The resources beginning with the beginning resource is not as high as the one that I took before. And I don't know if there's a mortar somewhere coming. You can see that the Blazeroids have taken the base and have built up already a turret, which is a heavy turret. Okay. And I had a goal to go there and try to take it by force using 3 rocket launcher armed armed robots, and I do a pretty good job, I guess, trying to exploit the turning radius or turning speed of the heavy cannon. And mostly successful, but the Blazeroids start building it right away. And now reinforced by the huge force once again, huge wave from the south. And I wanted to maybe stop these guys from firing so liberally. But then, yeah, I couldn't really control the robot in time with any kind of effectiveness, and they just kept shooting without concern for their lives. And my credit, yeah, I quickly try to reinforce my position here, because I know that my position is very precarious with all this huge number of robots coming in. Yeah, and Keller is once again, just like clockwork, also coming to join the foray. Yeah, a lot of hectic moments in the beginning, a lot of hectic moments, and for some time I thought that this was basically, I'm being overstretched or overwhelmed here. Although I was able to defend pretty successfully, yeah, this seesaw battle is not going to, it's going to take toll, at least on the resource front, because I have a finite amount of resource and, yeah, the smallest base of any other faction, so it is what worried me. Now they're trying to build a laser turret. I think you'll be able to see what kind of resources they have, the Dominators, depending on looking at the turrets that they elect to build. Of course, they would prefer to have it all missile turrets, but... Alright, so I do bring in a, I guess, upgraded force to try to protect the bridgehead, or try to prevent them from having some bridgehead. And this is, I think, not the most optimal position. It's basically perfect for being flanked. So I should have placed the robot a bit behind the base I'm trying to protect, in the water, so to speak, because the ectoplanes, the hovercraft, can go into the coast a bit. But now with the healers, trying to actively heal the defenders, I have a better time in defending against one wave. And then the Kellerways up in the north is also being attacked now by Terronoids. So Terronoids have to either come through Blazeroids and Kelleroids in order to reach me, so for that matter I'm rather grateful, I guess. And you really see the defensive action here, how effective the healers are here with the rockets. And the rockets are rather accurate in this case, because the Blazeroids are not using fast chassis. So they just walk right onto the rocket barrage and get promptly destroyed. The Blazeroids have another base, a factory to the east. So they need to cross the bridge, but they have the service of 2 factories. And here is a case where I would be flanked. My force will be flanked, and I try to divide up my forces. But that is, as you can see in a moment, not the greatest idea. Although my missile launchers do attack them rather well, I could have done a better job of protecting my healer. And yeah, the Terronoids are pretty smart in actively targeting the most high value target. I guess they're able to calculate on the fly. And now the Blazeroids also come to finish the job of the remaining defensive force in the middle. And as you can see, the force of like 8 robots have been destroyed, have been obliterated, along with the missile turret in the south. Now Blazeroids take the base once again, create a bridgehead. But undaunted, I elect to go right back at the Blazeroids and take back the base. I didn't know whether that is actually a good idea, but with the newly configured robot, with the stunner, along with the missile launchers, I hope that there will be better outcome. Here, yeah, I tried to take back the base. So this is a seesaw battle, if there ever was one, and I don't ever recollect there being this kind of back and forth battles between 2 factions against one. Of course, I try to maybe keep out of the way of these 2 dominator factions and maybe cajole them to fight each other. But I mean, things are not really working out. I'm trying to defend against 2 sizable forces coming from both sides. I'm sure there are hotkeys for everything, especially trying to access the factory robot configuration page and stuff like that, but I wasn't able to find out in due time, just furiously trying to navigate with the mouse. And here I try to bring my rather weak force up here and explore the area and try to see if I can maybe sneak in and take the factory by force. But just doesn't seem that I'm ready for that kind of operation. Yeah, I'm just waiting here, biding my time. And I don't know what got into me, but I try to cause some trouble here on the outskirts of the defense with the rockets, seeing that there are laser turrets. But I guess I didn't notice that there are missile turrets trying to protect the inside of the base. Yeah, so although I was able to destroy and damage the defensive turrets, things really didn't work out as I hoped. And now I'm basically tapped out in the resource front as well, so I cannot really spend really anymore. And first reinforcement, and no time too soon, because I have just wasted all my robots to a pointless operation. Yeah, the reinforcement robots are very well armored. I think they tend to be heavily armored, it seems. Probably due to the purpose of protecting the cargo, while it is basically dangling rather precariously from the choppers, from the transports. Yeah, the healer is now with the new ectoplane chassis, so it's faster, but you can just go everywhere and just slide around to a place where I least expect it to go, being out of position and very vulnerable. But that's the compromise I have to take, because apparently the default, I want to have at least some armor for my healers and also some mobility, because my tracked version one didn't really work out too well. It was really slow. And the robots themselves do take account of the slowest unit when traveling in groups, so even though this particular chassis might be fast, if there are units there with the tracked chassis that are kind of slowing down, they do slow down as well to keep the formation. They do that, as you can see here. They yeah, travel in groups, so I guess it's better. Just trying to keep the forces up. Always checking the south. Once again, I apologize for making a bit of a kind of fidgety controls here. Luckily, I was able to barely defeat the defenses. Yeah, this one is a straggler that came by. And the Kelleroids are also trying to target for easy pickings. The Terronoids are trying to target where there's a base. South of this island, they easily take it over. Yeah, now I'm all tapped out on all resources, so I have no choice but to install some heavy cannons, which are pretty effective, especially when the enemies are trying to enter the gate here. They have a bit of a choke point where the heavy cannons can turn, despite their low turning speed, and aim at the gate, fire with abandon. Yeah, now I'm kind of strapped for resources, so I'm kind of limited in the way of production. Yeah, and then the heavy cannons are working pretty well because they can just aim at the same place, the front of the gate. Despite my recent gaining of 2 bases, I'm not able to increase the rate of resource gathering to produce a robot that I had been using. So I'm trying to fidget around, trying to find the cheapest solution there is, but even that is not possible. Yeah, so Terronoids have gotten their base in the south of Kelleroid's position, but they haven't built up any serious turret defenses. Yeah, just trying to see what kind of configuration will suit me the best while giving me at least some robots to work with. And that is repairer unit that I designed in order to make sure that I have some healing on hand. And now I can build one. Yeah, the faster version. So that's good. The half as effective, but still, you can repair and service the robots on the field, so that is very needed right now. And one in the south and one in the north as well. And suddenly the battle has taken a bit of a, well, I mean, just as I said it, the Blazeroids are coming, but at least it gave me a bit of a breathing time to prepare my forces for the oncoming onslaught. And yeah, once again, this defense is not really well set up because of the healers are not really in effective range, but stunners do sort of help now. Yeah, I mean, stunner does pretty well in just momentarily stopping the progress, and it was able to successfully defend the position, except for that my missile turret has been sacrificed for the purpose. Yeah, then one of my robots got destroyed, but that's a pretty fair exchange. I was pretty happy with that. And there's a robot in the north as well, kind of hidden in the palm trees, in order to ambush the whatever robot comes in its way. I really didn't intend that to be there, but it just slid out of the way for some reason, and it's providing some variable defense there. Yeah. Just trying to check where all my 10 robots are, and yeah, go into the north and fix the base up there. Trying to reinforce their positions. The missile turret's doing a admirable job for the Kelleroids in the north. I think the Terronoids are trying to capture the Kelleroid factory, but I wouldn't really allow that to happen if I can help it. I want that factory for myself. Yeah, some reinforcements have come in. Alright, so yeah, successfully crossed the bridge, securing the bridgehead there along with the base. And yeah, they're just waiting, they're biding their time as well. Fixing the base and the robots as well. Sometimes they forget to fix automatically, I don't know, so I need to instruct it to fix the most damaged unit. I hope there was an AI routine or something that takes care of it, but yeah, at least I noticed it, so slowly getting fixed. And this is the Terronoid base up north. It's the target that I'm aiming for. And here it comes, the Blazeroids attack. Very heavy attack. Yeah, I get out of position here, which is not a really good choice, and I pay for it. I pay for my mistake. I'm not trying to hold the position. I think I should manually instruct them to just hold their position. Yeah, and my north force, I don't know whether it was a bit too rash or could have prepared a bit more, but I just go for it. Getting a bit anxious. Try to push on toward the Terronoids. I feel that with the current amount of resource levels that I'm not able to withstand any more Blazeroids attack with their heavily armored gravicore chassis and the like. And yeah, these guys should be very careful in not attracting the defense up north, which is protected by missiles. So it is something I should look out for. And it takes a little bit of fine-tuning of robot movement in order not to aggravate it or activate it. Just move a bit, yeah, north, then I get rocket barrages, so I need to be careful here. And yeah, things are not really working out because the Terronoids are just ambushing me or trying to attack me from all sides with mortars and the like, and yeah, kind of in a bad position, stuck between a rock and a hard place here. Just hanging on for dear life. And yeah, things are not really going too well for my remaining robot army here. But thankfully, hopefully, the missile turret charge is going to do the job. And the Terronoid over there is using the basic weapon of machine gun, so my missile turret is able to withstand that attack. So all in all, I was really lucky there. Yeah, just basically biding my time, I guess, until the reinforcements are activated. 12 seconds left, so I'm able to bring in some very needed help. I just need to hold on until that. Right, so the road army here is also trying to stand firm. And there's no threat anymore from the north, so I can just stand there in the south and try to defend against Blazeroids. Here the Terronoids are still pretty decent. They have a pretty large base, although they have only one factory. So I need to be careful. Yeah, so you can see that the robot there has been destroyed, so that's why they all use heavy chassis. And I just go right into barging into their base, trying to capture it. Yeah, they're more or less done for. And I take my time to properly instruct them to capture the factory. And the Terronoids are done. So yeah, very happy my reinforcement was able to do the job. And now just to try to defend against a counterattack that I surely expect from the Terronoids from the east. And yeah, robot resources limit has increased to 16, I think, from 10, so that's a big jump that I can definitely exploit. Here, yeah, the south, trying to hold on for dear life. Oh my goodness, that is the worst kind of robot configuration. Flamethrower with the bomb. Yeah, so they can definitely wreak havoc with multiple robots and cause flame damage even after the configuration, and finished off with well-placed bomb. My force in the south has been obliterated. Need to shore up my forces desperately. Just relying on the defensive systems, and my missile turret is gone there. Only thing that I can rely on is the missile turret that is affecting my protecting my first base, and I'm in the danger of losing the south base as well. So Blazeroids with the bomb have really done very well for themselves, eliminating all the defenses that I had set up along with the robots. And now I'm resorting to just using piecemeal, one of the worst tactics probably, that is only born out of desperation in order to take back what has been lost. So will this work? I mean, this is just desperation. I don't want to move any northern forces. Perhaps I'm thinking that the reinforcement could have come to bolster the forces in the south. But yeah, I staunched the bleeding here. Yeah, and just trying to expect that the Blazeroids will take some time to build a robot, although it's kind of a daring move, or it's kind of risk. But I bet I will be able to take back what has been lost in a short order. And North Force also moves, as you could have seen, toward that Terronoid base in the island. Yeah, setting up the missile turret. Thankfully I have enough resources to do that. And what you know, the Blazeroids are also coming in, but they stop. They could have made things really hard for me, but they stop in order to gather some forces of their own. So I was saved by their reticence. Yep. I do have the 2 factories now, and in fact I think I now have better factory output than any other faction. So if I try to keep the position here, and not be rash, I believe that I can build upon this current holding. Yeah, and my defense guy is able to do the job here. Yeah, kind of ambush them. I guess the Blazeroid didn't expect the lone robot in the water, but yeah, they've done some heavy damage to my force once again, so I need to rely on the piecemeal tactics. Try to just scrounge up every last scrap of resources in order to fight off the incursion here. And the Terronoid is coming forth as well, and I've not done a good job here by not building the missile turret right away, and my robots suffer for it. So yeah, obliteration of the remaining force, and the Terronoids take the base back. A mistake for not building the missile turret in time. Yeah, I get distracted too much. Oh, the missile turret built itself though in time. I guess that's good, but yeah, I mean that was really close, but I wasn't able to protect the base. Need to build it a bit faster when there was still some robot reinforcement or robot support. Alright, now here comes the Blazeroids once again. And the robot here, oh okay, done the job when without the robot support there in the north. I don't know why it failed to fire, maybe it wasn't really attentive. And I got the idea that robot up there is a pretty useful piece, and hope to keep it there. And here, yeah, just one-on-one fight. And try to take back the base. So this just devolves into one-on-one fights now. In the trenches, so to speak. But now I still have the most amount of resources output, having to face 2 dominated forces, although their distances are kind of overstretched, so I can face them independently. Unlike the first few minutes of the game where I was beset by 2 dominated forces in very close space, gave me a lot of problems. Alright, so this is a pretty good defense I've set up. And trying to rebuild my forces here. Currently only 8 robots, but just have to buy my time. And these guys are also, yeah, waiting. Yep, had a bad break there. Yeah, didn't know the Terronoids are coming. They have a base way in the east. Right here, I didn't really know where they produce their robots, but it takes some time for them to build the force and come. So I guess it works to my favor. Because I can take the choke points much faster than he can produce and move his robots toward there. Yeah, I can replace it faster. And here I'm trying to build the healer and move to the coastal base without attracting the Dominator ire, but I think you will see that the Dominators are not playing around. Yeah, and the healer, poor healer, is now in kind of a bad position. But he escapes just in time. But I don't know whether this is going to be worse off for me. Yeah. Direct configuration is the result of this. Too bad, but then yeah, my remaining robot defender gets detonated by the bomb. And Blazeroids do have a liking to blow itself up. I think it's really effective. I mean, it does take some more resource to build a bomb activated robot, so yeah, as long as it doesn't totally destroy entire base, I'm fine with them trying to use it. It does surprise me, first time I face it in every mission, but I just have to take care to destroy it at a distance, focus on it. And I think the AI does notice the bomb and try to target it as fast as possible. Despite all the attacks, I do hold firm, and there's a stable defensive line that has been formed. And although Terronoids still cross the bridge with abandon, they're soon met by this huge missile battery. So even in this section that I'm able to defend pretty effectively, and now I build a healer to, yeah, just heal everything and repair every missile turret that have gone through some use. This missile turret of protecting the human base has been a godsend. Definitely was effective in pushing the Blazeroids away when they were right on the doorsteps. Yeah, these healers do definitely heal very fast with 4 repairers. And I check out the Terronoid base right across the water, the river. And I think that I could use the hovercraft chassis to just cross the river and attack them, but as you will see, that is not how it actually works. Oh wow, yeah, look at the missiles missing. Maybe he has firewall module or something. Yeah, but no matter, got destroyed. The healer was just looking toward its direction, kinda worried, but went back to healing the turret after the threat has been removed. Yeah. I think the healer is equipped with mortar, so I think it was trying to calculate the distance or something to fire the mortar, but I guess he cannot do the multitasking. Cannot repair and shoot the mortar at the same time. So that gives me a bit of a warning not to use mortars for repairers or healer type. Mortars are useful when trying to reach turrets, stationary targets that your normal weapons cannot reach.
Reinforcement on the way.
The Blazeroids attack with some renewed wave here. Yeah, I wonder if they have any bombs. They know it's really effective, yeah. And then the flamethrower does have a huge radius as well. And yeah, my force here is done. And some of the missiles the Blazeroid shot reached the base across the river, so even though I don't think they intended that to travel that far, but yeah, that's what happened. And the Blazeroids once again take the base to the coast. It's a really vulnerable spot. And I move my force here to take it back right away. And I think I do it without any... Oh yeah, here you go, another bomb. But luckily enough, my robots were, I guess, had enough health to withstand that. Yeah, it was a pretty dangerous situation. And I think I try to move the reinforcement, newly arrived reinforcement across the river using the hovercraft, which I thought is going to ford over without any problem, but that kind of resulted in very bad tactics here. And apparently I cannot cross it. So this is a disaster really. But it has been averted because of the missile turrets that distracted the Terronoids up in the north that could have easily picked apart my distended force. Yeah, I lost one reinforcement robot, and here I try to move all my force up into the water. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea, but apparently I did. Yeah, are they able to protect the base here, or is it going to another... Yeah, maybe it's going to... I don't know. Maybe it's going to be able to, yeah, barely able to withstand that. And then I didn't use the robots further up on the coast, try to add to the missile barrages. Didn't really work out well. So yeah, I mean, I'm still having a bit of trouble in defending the space. At least in the north, I am able to, yeah, the bomb. The Terronoids have learned a few tricks themselves as well and used the bomb. But luckily enough, the missile turret did it in before it could reach my force here, which is now in a really good way and being fixed. Keep churning out robots here. And the healers as well. It's a pretty interesting option to include a stunner in every setup. I don't know how often it fires, but when it fires, it does definitely work very well. Because the Dominators, when they're not really encumbered, they do travel in a single row. And if you stun one of them, the one behind it kind of stops in its tracks for some reason. And I'm able to just create the effect of choke point. That is a reinforcement robot that has been equipped with stunner. Very effective. Of course, if you use a lot of missile launchers, there is a danger of friendly fire or area effect affecting your own. But I definitely have that rather than being exposed and not be able to properly destroy them as fast as possible. This flamethrower has a huge range, almost as big a range as the missile throwers. And my robot force is being disintegrated right before my eyes because of the flamethrower. Luckily they didn't bring the bomb, or else it could have destroyed more of my robots. Now I get the idea that I need to just drive along in a really exposed manner. Just expose myself to all these very nasty turrets. Although they're not as powerful, they're nonetheless hard to defend against. Yeah, barely able to... Well, I had a pretty good time here, yeah, because of the healers' effectiveness. They do make a difference. So to gain the bridgehead across the river in the Terronoid territory. And trying to also add to the strength here, because I got a new base and the robot limit, the number of robots I can build, gone up by 1. And I try to build the best offensive weapon that I can muster here. So are the Blazeroids getting a bit tired? They're bringing less and less force. Although they do a pretty good job in destroying my robots here. Yeah, these robots do not really care or something. I don't know what affects them to be so docile. I don't know. Maybe they need to be attacked first or something before doing anything. Now everything has been set up here. Oh my goodness, the Terronoids are desperate. They're using bombs everywhere, left and right. And I like the robot like kind of tilting back. They're taken aback or shocked beyond belief that the bomb was used or something. But they were able to withstand, at least the majority of them, so. Yep, keep fixing it. And there comes another wave. Yeah, they don't give up. They're a hardy, desperate bunch, I guess. Yeah, they don't get hit as easily. Maybe they have a firewall module as well. I think one of my robots got destroyed. And I take notice of the empty spots there and then try to create a bit of a defensive zone so that I have a better chance of keeping the bridgehead. So 2 healers might be able to help. Yeah, some real action going on in the south as well. Yeah. Alright, so 2 healers to fix up the forces in the north on the coast. Now, yeah, the missile turrets are doing its work. Very nice. Keep adding to the strength. Maybe I have a surplus of healers now. They do a pretty good job now with 4 repairers. One goes south. Now I'm gathering more resources, so I have no problems turning out pretty good configurations, pretty dangerous configurations that I like. I could have gone for a gravity core chassis, but I didn't really think that I needed one. And these guys, Terronoids, have pretty good weapons, but now they're, I think, kind of strapped. They're getting pushed around. They have, I think, 2 more bases under their control, so I guess that's the reason why they cannot really build any expensive setups. Nor can they make missile turrets every time whenever the defense has been compromised. Yeah, I thought that was a bridge, but no. Yeah, multiple overwatch of these very dangerous missile launchers, missile throwers. Yep, doing really well now, trying to fix everything before it gets dangerous. The 4 repairer healers are definitely making it hugely effective. Mortars really cannot dent the missile turrets. Yeah, done very easily. Yeah, so we reach the point where I'm kind of turning the corner, where I can just look forward to expanding and try to pressure these guys further, especially these Terronoids. And I just have a look on the remaining territory that they have. So they only have 3 more territory, and this reinforcement will help to finish them, and I hope that one of the robots have not drowned or something like that, because they just dropped it onto the ocean square or river square. Yeah, so I have a pretty good force, more than 9 robots here. I'm kind of thinking of counterattack, try to get rid of these guys and then push across the north. Yeah. Oh, they're actively trying to target that base, but Stunner does its work. And here the base is defended by the machine gun and laser, which is not strong at all, so... Yep, they're just moving around. But yeah, get accosted by the ranged troops here. And yeah, need to destroy first before resuming the attack on the base. And I think I do it in a short order. And reinforcement robot does have a plasma, really nice sound. Yeah, easily capture it. I think Terronoids are more or less done. And I just checked the eastern base for the Blazeroids, kinda empty. They didn't need to defend it. But now they have to worry, I think, because of the advances that I'm making. Bombs, yeah, they use, but luckily I was able to destroy it before it came in anywhere closer. Yeah, always need to build defensive structures as fast as possible. Yeah, doing a good job here. Something's burning though. Maybe it's this area effect type of damage that it has. I don't really know sometimes why the robots are on fire without even being burned by the flamethrowers. Maybe because the enemy robot got destroyed a bit too close and one of the fragments or pieces of burning carcass got into the group and caught on fire or something. Perhaps the flamethrower guys, when they get destroyed, they just spew their fuel all over the place. Yeah, it's a really interesting structure. I mean, obviously it's just decorative, but yeah, I was wondering whether that structure nearby the base we just captured makes it produce more stuff or something. And here I just tried to sneak in toward the south. I don't know why I had this idea, because obviously the southern base, their defensive structures cannot reach me as I attack the main base. I don't know why I did this, but I had the idea to try to capture the southern base first and then bottle the Terronoids in for a total victory or something, but I think this is a miscue because I could have just targeted the main base first and now I'm really worried about this base kind of isolated from everything. And although this guy has only a machine gun, my guy here has health that is, yeah, it was just enough for it to destroy it. Of course with the help of the missile turret. Yeah, I need to reinforce. I don't really feel good about the last engagement because, you know, I was not able to take the base even with the 3 rocket-powered robots. And I make 3 more. And try to keep up with the resource numbers, the robots that I can build. Really important to make full use of it as long as you have the resources to do it. And then Blazeroids are getting a bit closer in order to amass their forces, but even they are feeling a bit of pinch here. It's not like the first few forays where they had like all this gravity core chassis with 4 weapons that they could just bring to the fore, making life extremely difficult for me, but now I think they had some reserve of resources as well. The mission is set up such that the Blazeroids have landed there first, taking 2 factories and thereby the most amount of resource, possibly. Followed by the Kelleroids and then Terronoids. Here, I don't know whether I'm trying to... Oh, I'm trying to go south still. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of stubborn that way. If it doesn't work for the first time, just try it once again. And I'm still damaging these guys, the turrets that is. And the Terronoids here have not did not manage to rebuild their defenses. But still, I don't know, it could have gone a bit better if I just opted to take the factories now. Anyway, mission accomplished though. I was able to capture the southern base, and now the Terronoids are all by itself, centered on their last remaining factory. Obviously they're trying to attack, counter-attack, but with the level of weapons that they can muster, it's tall order. They can't even afford a bomb. So, yeah, just try to make the last dash. They're not able to rebuild their turret, so I get the idea that this is the time to just finish them off. And then the Blazeroids have gotten their collection of ragtag troops there. I don't know how effective it will be, we'll soon see. I think if I capture this factory, then they'll definitely attack. Yeah. Purely by attrition, I try to overwhelm them, but I don't know. Is it possible to be able to destroy everything? Yeah, I try my best in order to, get these guys going, but yeah, have to turn back a bit, and that remaining robot is barely saved. Yeah, Blazer attack in force, but I don't know whether it's going to make a dent. It even brought a bomb once again. Yeah, they have a really determined penchant for using bombs and flamethrowers. They're the most aggressive dominators that I fought. I don't know whether that's true, but it seems that the dominators have different styles, it seems. I don't know about these guys, Terronoids and Kelleroids, but Blazeroids are definitely the most aggressive faction. Kind of wondering whether I need to beat him in a planetary battle itself, because I heard that one dominator, you have to beat it in planetary battle or something. There's an option for you to do that, so maybe I should think about doing that, because it's definitely a momentous occasion to see one of the head honchos or dominators rendered in this planetary battle scene. Alright, so the factory is captured. I don't even look at it because I know that it's going to happen for sure. So the only remaining faction now is the Blazeroids, as I probably thought that it would be the case, because I intended from the beginning to pick apart the weaker factions. And then the Kellers were in the way, so I had to defeat them first, prevent the Terronoids from getting to that point first. And I have all these robots now I can play with. 24 robots that I can build, so I'm in a really good position. I'm in the driver's seat. Now everything, as you can say, I have my own fate in my hands, I guess. Like the foliage and the trees get burnt up to crisp and stay like kind of ashen. It's a pretty good effect for the RTS game released in like early 2000s. Yeah, you can see that some of the foliage has been burnt to crisp. This is a really large map. I don't know whether this is the largest map that I ever played on, but certainly I think maybe it's the second largest. There's like one I think there's one mission that had like huge amount of bases with different pathways leading to everywhere, and there also I had to capture and hold a middle position in order to be successful. And here as well, I think there are certain bases where, such as this one, that are a combination of two bases that are kind of fortresses, if I say so myself. And I got hit by a bomb once again. Like, how many times was I hit by a bomb? Like 5 times already. Yeah, so the western section is kind of vulnerable. Another bomb Yeah, basically blew everything up, even the robot that was doing rather well against my robot. And they're still coming. Yeah, they're very, very aggressive. And trying for dear life to hold and try to take back this very variable spot. But my reinforcements have come in no time too soon. And it's going to help me to try to consolidate this bridgehead. Yeah, just like I mentioned, there are different bases that are kind of connected together, such as this one, like two bases together. And these two, they are like placed kind of in the middle of the map, where the most amount of battle might take place. And I just made a serious mistake by building like 5 healers. But I do have a lot of resources now, like a lot of high resource gathering rate, so it's not really that much of a consequence. Yeah, and then I decide to split my forces up with the new reinforcement and try to take over the eastern base before the Blazeroids produce robots there and once again target me in a flanking position. That could be really bad. And look at all these healers, yeah. They were destroyed because they're gonna heal each other. I don't know, but it's going to be just a mess. Yeah, so I capture here. They didn't really build any defense. I guess it's their fault that they didn't do it. Maybe it was, I guess, suppressed or something from building anything here. Showing that the base is rather undefended, that the human player can exploit. And here I go and try to, yeah, not attack the base directly once again, but try to bottle them in. And I barely make it across. I don't know whether I can hold this position. I can, yeah, that's good. I have 2 rocket robots, so there's no problem. But yeah, still taking some damage, but overall it was really successful. Before the Blazeroids can gain any traction from the east, I was able to bottle them up with cross-firing missile turrets. And now I think I decide to maybe get healed up first. Yeah, no need to rush at this point. Can take my sweet time in trying to bring the best forces. And now I say enough is enough and let's just take the base here. Alright, so that was not really useful. Did they build a robot here? Yeah, they built another robot here, but it's not that effective. Merely look as he's stunned and destroyed in quick order. Yeah, so Blazeroid base captured. I don't know, they have not used all their turret spaces apparently. Bad for them. And only one corner of the map left for us to conquer. I don't know why the rocket robot is exposed by itself. Trying to be all macho and do everything at once, but now, yeah, it goes back. And trying to get healed, good. Trying to sneak through, just like I did the last few times. Just cut them off, whittle their forces bit by bit. Nice, nice heavy cannon work there. Yeah, heavy cannon looks really impressive, attached to that what do they call it, pylon, where the weapons can be attached. 4 pylon upper body chassis. Yeah, it looks really impressive with all that cannons protruding out. Yeah, you can shoot mortars, but I have tons of different mortars options here. Yeah, definitely working in tandem, a very destructive effect. Alright, so just waiting for my guy to capture this last base that the Blazeroids have, aside from the factory itself. And here, I think I try to just rush in, yeah. It's a carrier in the world, but now, yeah, it's still rather defended because of the missile turret, and this is a choke point that I do not manage to just pass through. I don't know why I just kept just standing around without using all the capabilities of the robot here, but I pay for it dearly. If that was a bomb robot, then I could have faced certain disaster. It would have taken a lot longer for me to capture this base, but yeah, even with that kind of damage done, which I feel rather shameful for having perpetrated on my own base, I am able to just overwhelm them with sheer numbers and capture the point. Yeah, capture the factory. So another victory, another really fun mission that I didn't make too many mistakes, so was able to defeat in one try. And hope that my missile launchers did not cause enough damage. I'm sure that they're trying to sink this island into the bottom of the ocean, so I guess my using missile launchers really do not matter, unlike the last time where it resulted in over 90% of my promised reward being cut. Of course, that is all part of the narrative, so I don't really have any problems with that. Yes, I've done really well, so I must evacuate Ireland with all the robots because they're going to just sink it. I think the robot piecemeal has been disabled or something. So the only thing left for me is to see the stats of how I did and how many robots I produced and how many I've destroyed. Surely this was a really long mission because for the first few minutes, or at least before the halfway point, I was kind of in a rather prickly situation. The Terronoids and Blazeroids were like double teaming me. I could have just let them fight over one another while using the home base as a defensive line. But I just tried to keep it as much as possible, and I don't know whether that was a good idea. But yeah, I mean, managed to just tip over the scale and overwhelm them one by one. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of following the same pattern. Try to exploit the weakest opposition, try to find a crack in their armor, and then conquer them one by one. So yeah, so 14,100 credits, that is a pretty decent amount of money, and look at that, I have 40,000 credits now. So it definitely ballooned to rather comfortable levels of wealth, and also received 1880 points, which is very generous of them because liberating the system in the first place only gave me like 600 something points. So planetary battle is where you can get the most amount of wealth, and sometimes you get more than what you expect, such as the last mission. I did manage to snare a first level micro module called Strongster, very valuable indeed. Just waiting for it to be used in some hull that I probably used to the rest of the game. Yeah, so experience point 1880s, it's a pretty decent amount. And I also received a Crystal Chakra, which is a award that I don't know whether it has any meaning or increased my charisma. I'm not so sure. Yeah, under trust of another Gallian planet. Yeah, so this is a planet where, do I know the planet name here? No, I don't really know. But it's really hard to pronounce this world. Yeah. So it says something about the Penning's automated swamp harvester, but that is just a part of the narrative and doesn't amount to much. Something very interesting that they mentioned, but I'm kind of kept outside the loop. But still adds some flavor to the usual proceedings. I think it adds a lot. I didn't really realize that text can add a lot to the game, and what do you call it, verisimilitude? Kind of an atmosphere to the game as a whole, although I didn't really think it was possible. Some of the text missions were the gems. Definitely recommend you should experience if you play this game, because I mean, it's really constructed very well. I think some of the designers here had a lot of experience designing the game from that standpoint, and definitely shows their chops in the text missions. So definitely try them. And here I'm checking the probes here, see whether some of them are idle, and they are. I need to retrieve them. And all the stuff that I have strewn across the universe. Yeah, hope all of them are intact and safe, and not be attacked or destroyed by Dominators, of course. Alright, I think this is going to be it. I'm just checking. These guys were liberated, so obviously they have like really small paltry amount of resources to trade. And all the rangers landed here after they have liberated the system, and they're just staying because another day has passed. And still have a lot of loot that I have collected. Yeah, so this is going to be another episode. A lot of options that I have open. Maybe sell off the Dominator part and also involve myself in another text mission. Or even, trying to rescue or liberate more systems. There are definitely more planets that are being dominated. Alright, so thank you for watching this planetary battle. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you didn't mind the commentary that I did after the recording because I lost it. I'm sure there was some frustrated grunt and shout during the game, so yeah, I think this is also a bit better trying to explain what is happening. Thank you for watching, and until next time, please stay tuned.